welcome to Business Studies class. Today we are moving on to another topic, and that topic is called transportation. Before we move on properly into that topic, transportation, it is very important for us to revise our previous lesson, which was on advertising. If you remember, during our last class, under advertising, we said advertising is a process of creating awareness on the existence and availability of certain goods and services. We also went further to look at the importance of advertising, where we said some of the importance of advertising is that it helps in creating job opportunities, it helps in improving the standard of living, it also helps in educating people on how to use certain goods and services. We also moved on to the media of advertising, where we listed out the media of advertising and how they are used. Under the media of advertising, if you remember, I said it is a medium through which information on the existence of goods and services are passed from the producer through the middlemen down to the final consumers. There we mentioned some of the media that are used in advertising as radio, television, newspapers, and magazine. And we also said radio advertising has to do with the use of hearing about the information about the goods. In that case, we cannot see the goods, but we only rely on information that is passed. But in the case of advertising by television, we said it is a process that involves audio visual process, meaning that we can see the product and also hear about the product. These are what we discussed during our last class. Today, like I said, we are moving on to another topic, which is our lesson 2, and that topic is called transportation. Under this topic, transportation, our objective will be 3 major objectives, which is 1, to look at the meaning of transportation. After that, we move on to list the importance of transportation, and the third objective will be to list and explain the types of transportation. I can see that people like Musharafa, yes, I can see you. Can see you are anxiously waiting to learn. Yes, Shade, yes, Sule, yes, Ntibu, yes. I can see you are determined to learn. I can see your focus and determination. So let's kickstart. The very first objective, like I have rightly said, is to look at the meaning of transportation. And when we are talking about transportation is a very familiar trait with all of us. In one way or the other, we move around, whether to go to school, whether to pay visit to our friends, or to go on an errand for our parents. Sometimes we even go as far as traveling from where we live down to our various village, meaning that in one way or the other, we are all very familiar with transportation. When we are talking about transportation has to do with the movement of people, goods, services, and raw materials from one place to another. You will be wondering that can goods move? Can services move? Can raw material move? Yes, they too can move. They change their point of existence from one place to another. That is why, if you look at it logically, since I said transportation is the movement of people, goods, and services and raw material from one place to another, what I'm trying to infer there is, yes, people are human beings that make use of the end product that is produced and distributed by the middlemen. But before such goods can be ready, it follows one stage or another. For instance, if it is raw materials, that means it must have been planted by somebody, and it must be extracted by somebody who is going to sell it to that person that will make use of it to engage in production process. That process means that in one way or the other, goods, people, services, and raw materials do move on a daily basis. That now takes us to the importance of transportation. When we are looking at the importance of transportation, we are trying to look at what are the role that transportation play in our various life. And one of such important role is that it tells people to move from one place to another. We all move from our house to our school, from our school back to our home, from our home to our friend's place, or going an errand for our parents, for our aunts, our uncles, and so on and so forth. Meaning that transportation has played that role of allowing us to move from one place to another. It also helps in creating job opportunities for us. Yes, a lot of job opportunities can be created through the help of transportation. Jobs like drivers, conductors, park managers, and so on and so forth. All these jobs that are created by transportation helps to also improve the standard of living, because if people are gainfully employed, they will be able to afford what they need, and when they are able to afford it, they will be very comfortable and convenient. Then the last one I'm going to discuss is that it also helps in the movement of goods and services. All these that I have said are the importance of transportation. That now takes us to types of transportation. Under the types of transportation, we are going to look majorly at 5 types of transportation. Anywhere we are in the world, these 5 major types of transportation are always readily available. They are always readily available. Yes, I can see people like Sule Adeola. Yes, you are looking at the picture. Yes, I can see Etigbo Emmanuel. You are looking at the picture. Very good. Yes, Musharafa. Yes, you are even pointing. Yes. All these things, like I said from the beginning, are things that you are very familiar with, and that is one of the interests. That is one of the interesting parts of the business studies. Like I've already said, we are going to look at 5 major types of transportation, and the first one we are going to look at is road transportation. When we are talking about road transportation basically operates on the land. And that is why when you look at the picture, you can see that we have on the land, you can see a BRT bus there. You can see, yes, yellow bus that we call Danfo. Yes, you can also see another yellow bus there. Yes, Etigbo. Yes, 911 is there. Yes, Sule Adeola. Yes, I can. Yes, you are right. We also have various cars. That is why when we are talking about road transportation has to do with the movement of goods, services, people, and raw materials from one place to another through the road by the use of buses, cars, and so on and so forth. Road transportation is the most common means of transportation anywhere in the world, because it helps in providing door-to-door services. What do I mean by providing door-to-door services? You buy goods in the market, and because we are in a modern age now, where we don't trek from the market down to our various homes, except if the market is very close by our home. If it is far, automatically we will need one means of transportation to move it from that market to our home, and that means that since we are moving it from that market to our home through the use of road transport, that is either by car, by bicycle, by keke napep, the one that we call Marua, or even our personal car, automatically that road transport has been able to play a role of door-to-door services. It also has its disadvantage, and one of the disadvantages is that it is very expensive to maintain our roads. If you look around us, particularly here in Nigeria, you observe that nearly every month do our government fix our road, and what are they using to fix it? They are using the taxpayers' money to fix it. Let's move on to the second type of transportation, which is rail transport. When we are talking about rail transport also occurs on the land. And when we are talking about road transport has to do with the movement of goods, services, raw materials, and people from one place to another through the rail by the use of train, tubes, and so on and so forth. Road transport is a very reliable means of transportation. Rail transport is a very reliable means of transportation. It is very reliable because unlike road transport that can only carry a certain number of people, for instance, a car can carry a maximum of not more than 6 people. That is not the case of rail transport, particularly when we are looking at it from the angle of using the train. Train will carry huge amount of people or large amount of people, and at the same time it will carry large amount of goods from one location to another. One of its greatest disadvantages is that it does not provide door-to-door services, because train has where we call a train station, and that is where they stop, and from there they still rely on road transport to complete their own function. Yes, the next one is air transport. Yes, you are right, Shade. Yes, air transport. You are looking at it that there you can see plane, helicopters. Oh, okay. Musharava, you are even saying that there is a balloon there. Yes, it's a balloon and it's not a balloon. That one you are looking at that is painted in multicolors is not a balloon, but rather you can call it a parachute or a cable train. A cable train. This type of cable train can be found in places like Obudu Ranch Resort in Calabar, and there are also many in advanced country. Yes, when we are talking about air transportation, air transport has to do with movement of goods, services, people, and raw material from one place to another through the air by the use of helicopter, plane, jets, rockets, the cable train, and so on and so forth. One of its greatest disadvantages of air transport is that it is limited by weather. When I say it is limited by weather, which means if there is too much rain or the weather is not clear, automatically we cannot make use of air transportation. And it is also very expensive to maintain the airplane, the helicopters, and the jets. That takes us to water transportation. When we are talking about water transportation has to do with the movement of goods, services, people, and raw material from one place to another through the use of ship, canoe, boats, yacht, and so on and so forth. That now takes us to the last and the concluding part of the types of transportation, which is pipeline transportation. Pipeline transportation is the most modern means of transportation we have nowadays, because when we are talking about pipeline transportation has to do with the movement of liquid and gas substance from one location to another through the use of interconnected pipes. Yes, I said interconnected pipe. Yes, I said it is the movement of liquid substance and gas substance. Yes, if you look at our various homes, we have kitchen and we also have toilet and bedroom. Meaning that in one way or the other, the water we use, as long as we open water in our taps and it comes out, meaning that we are making use of what is called pipeline transportation. Because the tank where the water is pumped into most of the time is not inside, is outside. But because such tank has been connected with pipes, and such pipes has been connected with other pipes into our house, and we now have a tap that controls how it comes out or how not to come out automatically, meaning that in our various houses we are making use of pipeline transportation. Another example is through the use of crude oil, or particularly if you have been to a filling station before, most of the time you will see that when you want to buy fuel, they will bring out a nozzle that has something like a tap mouth, and they will put it inside your keg or inside your vehicle tank, and the next thing is the petrol or the kerosene will be coming out. That process is also a process through which pipes are connected from one place to another, and is bringing out liquid or gas substance. Pipeline transportation is or helps in reducing unnecessary traffic on our roads. Unfortunately, in our beautiful country Nigeria, where we are today, if you observe, we are still relying on the use of tankers who move petroleum products from their from various depots to where they are needed. These things has to improve because there is what we call pipeline transportation. All these 5 major types of transportation, like I said, are the most common means of transportation all over the world. So far so good from what I have said. Any question? Yes, shall they ask your questions? Feel free. Yes. Yes, Etigbo, I can see you raising up your hand. Yes, Sule. Yes, 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 I can see you raising up your hand. Similarly, yes, yes, yes. For any other question that you have for me, you can feel free to send it to my mail or to my WhatsApp account. Before we conclude this class, I have an assignment for you. And the first question in the assignment is for you to define what transportation is. Yes, what is transportation? The second assignment for you is that you should list out 5 importance of transportation. Now, that list of 5 importance of transportation that I ask you to list, please go to Google and search for more importance of transportation. I have been able to give you in this class only 4. You can still get more on the internet, meaning that for your assignment, please, you are only expected to use 2 from the one I've given you in the class and look for another 3 that have not been mentioned as importance of transportation. Then the third assignment is to mention 5 types of transportation. Now, mention them: road transport, rail, and give 2 examples of those things that we make use of in each types of transportation. I hope that is clear, and you are expected to submit it by Thursday morning to my Gmail account. That is where we are going to stop for today. During our next class, we shall continue. Have a pleasant day.